Well, hello everyone, this is Wilson Cole, and I'm president of Adams, Evans, Ross, and Backdoor Hiring Solutions, which is a software that's located $25 million over the last 5 years globally of misplacement fees. I want to visit with you about my personal opinion on why backdoors happen and some of the main reasons. We're not talking about the excuses. The excuses we've probably have beat over the head if you've watched any of our videos, but the core reason of why they happen. And one of the core reasons why they happen is going to replay, and it's replaying now, and it will replay again in 6 months or 18 months, whenever the recovery or the recession starts. In the old days, before the software, the technology was even available for backdoor hires, I've done this for 30 years. This is our fourth recession, slowdown, whatever we could be going into. And we used to be able to tell if the recession was coming when we would see an uptick in backdoor hires. And I'm going back 20 years ago. When we saw an uptick in backdoor hires, we knew a recession was probably in the mix, because I was interviewing Danny Cahill probably a number of years ago, and Danny and I were talking, and Danny said something that really made sense. I'm going to kind of paraphrase him. He says, a recession, a lot of times it's not like it shows up with fanfare. It shows up at your desk and says, hey, by the way, the recession starts in 5 minutes. That's not how it works. Typically, a recession starts, and you think, is it a slowdown? Is it a recession? Is it not a recession? You don't know it's a recession until you're probably a third to halfway through it, and it's like, yep, we're seeing the numbers and all of that. Well, one of the early telltale signs of recession was increased backdoor hires. And if we saw that, we would start warning our clients, hey, we're seeing more backdoor hires. I think we're going to start running into a recession. But as we watch these numbers, a weird thing happened several months to a year later. And that was, if backdoor hires did this going into a recession, they did this in a recovery. And, if we saw 3 times, 4 times intake of 300% increase in backdoor hires in the start of a recession, we saw a 900, 1,200 times increase in a recovery. And the reason that happens, in my opinion, is a lot of HR departments during a recession, you're not hiring as many people, so you kind of scale down. Well, all of those resumes just kind of sit there. The new folks come in, and maybe candidates start reaching out to those new folks that see if they're hiring in a recovery, or just things start percolating. They have no idea where that resume came from or how that contact showed up in their applicant tracking system, and they just start, the new recruiters, internal recruiters, HR people start recruiting. That's number one. The number 2 excuse, or the number 2 reason, is that it's just economics. If a company is needing to hire and they think that they can take 20 grand on a fee, or 30 grand on a fee, or 5 grand on a fee, that covers a little bit of payroll, and they kind of go into that survival mode. That one's probably a little less character than others, because in my opinion, it's just another way to steal. The other thing that happens is, in a recovery, people are needing to compete and bring in, whether it's operational people, whether it's salespeople, and sometimes they may have lost track of it, or sometimes they're again trying to save money, and they just will reach over and grab your candidate. So in a recession, you're going to see a little bit of an uptick. During a recovery, you're going to see an explosion in backdoor hires. If you're over on the staffing side, you'll see temp conversions, or things along those lines, where they just take your candidate. Sometimes it can be temp napping, where maybe in a recovery they're wanting to bring in somebody that is going to do it for 50 cents or $1 less an hour, and then that new temporary firm steals your candidates. Well, depending on how your agreement is written, they still owe you a placement fee. So those are the main reason that backdoor hires happen. And lastly, reason backdoor hires happen is candidates, recruiters just don't control the candidate. And a lot of times the candidate is as much or more at fault than the company. And we've had cases where our client has talked to a candidate that they were going to present, and before they could actually present the candidate, they tell the candidate, hey, I'm working with ABC company, can I refer you over to them? And they say yes. Well, that candidate goes out and applies on the website for the open position, and then the hiring company says, well, they came their own way. Well, the reason they came their own way is because our client had ID'd it. So track it, and in those cases, we are very effective on getting those collected for you, just as a side note. But those are probably three of the reasons why you see backdoor hires, and I think you're going to see a lot of them. And the good news is, during a recession, you may see legitimate placements slow down just a little bit, not much, but a little bit. And being able to find placements that you've already made that you just haven't been paid on could be a really neat, $25,000 to $50,000 a year bonus for you. If you need our help with collections, visit our website at staffingdebt.com. If you'd like us to locate backdoor hires for you using our software, go visit backdoorhires.com. Thank you.
Hey guys, it's Wilson again, and this video was brought to you by Backdoor Hiring Solutions. And if you like the content, make sure that you click the like button, and also if you want to receive additional videos, then please make sure to subscribe to our channel. If you'd like to learn more about our software, please visit our website at backdoorhires.com. And then also, if you'd like a copy of my free book, The Top 9 Excuses, please click in the video notes below, and there's a link where you can get this book absolutely free. Just simply